Hello everyone, welcome to a World of Warships Blitz video. Today's video is the Tier 8 Premium French cruiser, the Bayard. This video has no audio because I recorded on my press account device, which uses MobiZen, which has, when it records sound, it records internal sound and it doesn't play any sound through the speakers, which I thought it was doing, but it turned out I had it recording on the external sound, so hence no sound. However, that will not detract from the enjoyment because you have my voice to replace all that beautiful sound from the noise of battle. Okay, now if that wasn't strange, let's get into the ship, which itself is not at all strange. It is part of a theme that I'm finding from wargaming. So essentially, a couple of, maybe a year or so back, there was the American light cruiser line came out. So the heavy cruiser line got light cruiser variants. And it seems at Tier 8 that wargaming is busy filling in the gaps. So for a long time it's had the Mogami, which is the light cruiser equivalent of the Tier 8 Takao in the Japanese line. It has now very recently the Mainz, which is the light cruiser equivalent of the Admiral Hipper on the German tech tree line, and now we have the Bayard, which to all intents and purposes is very much the Mainz. The Mainz of what the Mainz is to the Admiral Hipper, the Bayard is to the Charles Martel. So if you have a look at my stats review video, you will see that the stats for this ship very, very closely match the stats for the Charles Martel, apart from the fact that on the guns, well, the concealment's a little bit worse, but when you have a look at the ship profile, it looks a little bit taller. And I think there are the AA on this ship is a little bit better, but that's what's expected with light cruisers. And I think there's very, very, very fractional changes in the agility. And when I mean fractional, I mean 0.1 of a degree per second turn advantage, I think, to the Charles Martel. Anyway, or the ship, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Right. Anyway, on the guns. So these has essentially, like the Mainz has a whole 12 Tier 6 Nuremberg guns. This has 12 Tier 6 de Grasse guns with the wonderful de Grasse rapid rate of fire, which is, it's 7 point whatever seconds it is still, it's not Akazuki material, but still, it's still pretty quick. And it has the de Grasse fire chance of 7%. That means that this is going to be a phenomenal fire starting ship, because this ship, well, apart from the fact that I've got some steerage problems there, it's a bot. I'm going to try and get behind him, because looking at these ships, they have left open their home cap, and the concealment on this isn't great, but still, it is very good at long range. Its agility seems to be similar to the Charles Martel, and I'm hoping that with long range I can burn things down and keep wiggling around enough to avoid the worst of the return splatter. This Colorado is finally going to let me past. So as far as that North Carolina is concerned, there's just a single Colorado out here. I'm not sure what he's going to be making of the Colorado steering, because you'll be seeing it sort of struggling. I wonder what it's like to see a ship that actually is in that position of struggling against a smaller ship that you can't see, that you can't detect. Anyway, that's by the by. So we have basically been doing pretty much what you do in the Charles Martel, which is a whole lot of long-range gun work. Here we're going to be doing a whole lot of long-range gun work. Now this is actually medium range, far too close. But you can see the dispersion on these shells is phenomenal. This is French dispersion for you. So definitely a lot of fun if you're into burning things down. It's not quite the same as Russian dispersion, but the French ships have, well, for a start, they have excellent torpedoes. And they also have a little bit more agility going for them. Not much, but enough to really help out, because those Russian ships really do not maneuver particularly well. There we go. Oops. Trying to get some torpedo hits. Those torpedoes are going fast and true. Oh, here we go. Got another fire. Yep, got fire and flooding. It's good to see. We'll keep... I'm facing away from him. I'm starting to put some turns in to try and get some more of my guns on target, because that distance is growing. And with that distance, I can make use of it to try and just keep him peppered. Only 5 fires during this match. I've got to say, for a de Grasse, I'd expect 5 fires, and they've only got 9 guns. So, but still, That's more than enough for that poor little North Carolina there. We haven't got a lot of health left, but at the moment what we're trying to do is get one ship up. We want this carrier gone, and the reason we want the carrier gone, we've got a minute and 58 seconds to do it, is because that will give us that will help to really even out the points. At the moment we've got 2 battleships and a cruiser that remain. They've got a battleship and a cruiser and a carrier. Taking this carrier out will really help even out the points total between the 2 teams. We've lost our Colorado, so once we take out this carrier, now what's really important is that although we have the same number of ships, one of us has managed to take down the cap for the other team first. So that gives us a bit of an advantage. So once we take out this carrier, which hopefully I do, yes I do, fantastic. Always nice to get a 2 or a 3 ship game in the demonstrator model. So I don't have a lot of health, but I'm going to try. This is, to be fair, this is a mistake, right? So let's just put it out there. I shouldn't have done this, but I did. And at the moment, because we capped first, we cut off their supply of points and we're ahead. So now they're capping, they're back in the race, but they are now permanently behind by the number of points that we capped out first. So there's a Wichita and there's a whatever else that was, which I missed out there. I'm not entirely sure of the concealment. Now, if I was in a Fiji, well, actually, if I was in a Fiji, I probably wouldn't do this because I know there's not a lot I can do to those ships. He's detected me, so my concealment isn't that great. What I'm going to do is, well, actually, to be fair, that Wichita does hit pretty hard, as you can see. Now, if I lose my ship, we will lose the game. And I am only firing light 6-inch rounds at him, so I do not have the same smackdown power that he has. So what I'm doing is heading off, and hopefully the game ends. Actually, I could have popped that heel, which probably would have helped. So yeah, so do check the scores, and if it pays to wait out the game, I suggest that you do actually wait out the game, because yeah, winning on points is still winning. I know it's a little bit boring, but yeah, winning is winning. Right, so let's go see how we did with this this essentially very accurate light cruiser. It is quite a good mix. In fact, I'd probably have to say that maybe I'd favour this more than the Charles Martel, because I do enjoy lighting a good fire, and those guns turn to AP against the destroyer. Just the sheer number of them would absolutely shred a destroyer. So 237 main battery hits. That's a French long-range gun accuracy for you. 14 aircraft destroyed, a couple of torpedo hits, and that is the Bayard. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.